grade A level yearning. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. I've missed you so much. Welcome to this week's reading vlog. In the month of July, at the very beginning, I chose 5 books to put on my July TBR of 2026. Of that TBR, I finished none of those books before this video started. I already started filming, but I wanted to introduce this video. In this video, I'm gonna be trying to read all 5 books on my July TBR in the next 5 days. I really love them. Oh my god. I'm only 100 pages in. I'm on page 105, starting chapter 9. It didn't even have a slow start. I already off the bat had loved the writing style and the flow, and I really liked Sawyer from the first page. But her and Nick, just getting to see them interact fully, because this is the first full scene we've got of them talking and having a face-to-face conversation. It's doing it for me. I'm giggling and their banter and their commentary, I'm following it. I just love it. I do. And I don't know why I hate that I love it. I guess I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. Or maybe I was. I don't know. I knew I was excited to read this, and then I never really got into it. So I was maybe I was just excited because I had freshly bought it, and now it's just gonna be a regular book. But I really love this feeling that I'm getting reading it, and I'm having a lot of fun. So yeah. I can't read. To watch When Harry Met Sally after this. I might just put it on tonight. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, guys, look. I think I've shown you this in 6 different videos, but I've never talked. Look at my sardine bookmark. I'm gonna give you a Poolside book update, or a mini update, because I don't want to talk too long. I'm scared my whole phone is gonna overheat. I'm on page 120. I didn't even really give much of a backstory or my thoughts or even a synopsis of this book before I started talking about it. Basically, I'm reading Summer Fridays, a romance book set in the 90s in New York, so it's very nostalgia vibe, and it's supposed to be about these 2 people and their spouses are cheating on them with each other, a guy and a girl, and then the girl, Sawyer's fiance, is having an affair with Nick's girlfriend. So basically they connect through AOL or emailing, whatever. They start to meet and just become friends and stuff, and then I'm assuming that's what blossoms into a friendship. I love stories like this. It keeps making me think of Funny Story by Emily Henry, or that's what I thought I would get a lot of reading this book. before I went into it, and then reading it right now, I don't think it really feels like that, only because like it had like a different vibe, even though it's similar. I will say that, because if you know like Miles in Funny Story, he had a very like off-putting mean vibe at the beginning, but it's also like different circumstances and different people, so it's not completely the same, but like there are some similarities. I just love the flow of this book. I love the banter of the characters. I love their personalities. I like getting to see them spend time together. I like everything about this. Reading it by the pool, everything is just making it 10 times better. And yeah, I'm just having like a really great time. Like, do I have any like crazy thoughts or opinions? Not really. Like, I mean, I hate Charles, Sawyer's fiance. Like, I'm not a fan, and I really would like for her to break up with him right now, just because like there's a chance she thinks. And I think for me at least, like the signs are pretty clear. Like, there's certain things that she's found or she's seen, or like little lies he's told, that clearly point to an affair happening there, and like the fact that she's questioning it is very understandable, relatable, but like it's frustrating because I like her and I don't like that she's going through that. So yeah, like I'm not a fan of Charles, and I genuinely don't care about his feelings in this situation at all. We haven't seen too much of him. Like, what we have gotten has been really like just sad, honestly. Like, to see her at his work dinner and he's like talking to his coworker, whatever, the whole time, and like to be facing towards a different girl like the whole time, to the point where like his almost wife is staring at the back of his head for what, 2 hours, is sick. I love Nick, and I love the fact that they started off on the wrong foot, because it's made it like all that more satisfying when they start talking and getting to know each other. And Sawyer is so amazing. I just love everything about her, and I love her aesthetic, and I like her vibe. I'm having fun, and I'm really excited to get more into this. I'm hoping I can make even more of a dent. I really started reading it this morning. Like, I think I was like maybe 20-ish. I want to say 20, but probably not 20. Like maybe 20 pages into it, and I'm hoping we can get to like, I don't know, like maybe halfway. I'm just gonna sit here and read and like tan, sunbathe, whatever they call it.
For the book club for troublesome women, I'm currently on chapter 14, page 137.
She was about to email him, but she didn't email him, and the thing that she had typed up to say he sent to her, word for word verbatim, before she could send it. They're like meant to be. Like, I'm obsessed with these people. Okay, I've been reading all morning, and I want to give you guys an update and just like spill all my thoughts, even though I'm not all done up yet, because I have a lot of thoughts and I just need a place to put them. Especially, I'm getting like deeper and deeper into this book, and I really don't have the urge to like get up, ready, all that stuff. I just want to sit and read this. One thing I've been thinking since like last night, which I was reading this until like maybe like 3 a.m. I oddly like this dynamic. Like, I know it's really complicated, especially because like this whole Sawyer and Charles, her fiance thing, it just makes a lot of tension in the dynamic, and there's a lot of confusion, and it's very like easy to sympathize with her and understand why she would be so confused about what to do, because it's very on and off again. She's being very like shut down, but she also is not speaking up for herself. Like, a lot of that is going on with that. It's kind of like addicting for me, because like it's just like a back and forth tension, but Nick and Sawyer cannot like resist and like all that stuff. And like part of me feels sick to my stomach with the way it's so obvious that like Charles has been doing these things behind her back, but also not that obvious, and then she feels these things about herself, and it's just like really hard to witness. And then part of me is like, but I love Nick and Sawyer together, and then part of me is like, but they shouldn't be together while she's still with Charles. And it's just like a really weird, hard dynamic to manage, but it's addicting for me, and like I cannot look away, and I've really been entertained. So I just feel thoroughly entertained reading this book. Also, like where we are in the book right now, I'm on page 332, so I'm on the last like 70 pages. I feel like a bit of annoyance because I really like her, but I wish she would speak up for herself. There's so many different aspects of her life where she's just not stepping up to the plate and like doing that one thing that will get her where she wants to go, and like so many things that she wants. She needs to take initiative because it's ready for her. She just needs to do something hard, confront someone in order to get it, and like that's where she's fallen short. Confrontation. Like, she just needs to confront people, and she needs to have hard conversations with like two people, one her boss and her fiance. These other things that are waiting for her at the end of that, she's missing out on it because she will not confront anything, and these conflicts have been like building. But I do also understand, like, she tries to talk to Charles and he just like shuts her down, he cuts her off and all that stuff. It's hard because I'm like, just try harder, but I can't imagine how it would feel to be so used to like succumbing to someone else and just like shutting up and letting them have an opinion over you. I also really like Nick. I never didn't like him, so I can't really say like he's grown on me, but like I've liked him even more, and I just love everything about him, and I love everything about them together. And their summer Fridays have been like my favorite thing, and it makes me want to go to New York. and like play tourist, which I am a tourist, but like, you know. And I've just been having a great time reading this, and I'm just so entertained. I think one of my reviews last night was making me laugh because like she did something and I was like, guys, please, like, she's my friend. Like, she's my friend, please stop. She needs to lock in, but she's my friend. Oh, I got this Mary Lou coffee. And I don't know, I think this is like a East Coast thing, if not just like a Mass thing. Mary Lou's, so great, so cheap, so overcompensated. I asked for a medium. I don't know if they put me in like a super Lou cup or if this is genuinely their medium, but this thing is huge. I got a caramel Lou with like, I think, do I have the order? I think it's like, I added raw sugar, some caramel drizzle. I don't know if I'm gonna finish reading my book. Like, I have editing to do, but I think I spent a lot of time reading. So I'm gonna spend the first half probably finishing this book. I can't really see myself waiting. I think I'm gonna finish this today, if not in the next like couple hours, and then edit and then start our next book on my TBR. Oh my god. Grade A level yearning. Just absolutely sick. That's sick. It is July 29th. I have read 1 of 5 books and we have 2 days left. So, like, don't ask me what my problem is. I am honestly top 10 best procrastinators on this earth. I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what came over me. Monday, lots was going on. I was tired. I was trying to figure stuff out and I did not read. And then yesterday I wanted to read a lot. And I didn't get around to it. And those were like completely my fault. There weren't like real reasons I wasn't reading. I just didn't pick up any of my books. So now we're at the 3-day mark before this month is over. We have the second book on my TBR that I plan to get to, which is The Ballad of Fallen Dragons. I'm a liar. I did read maybe like a couple pages yesterday and I cannot get into it. Like, I try to pick up this book often and I find myself not caring. Like, I think I skipped a chapter because I was like, if I try to read through this chapter, I'm just never gonna get through the book. So I close it because I don't really care about what's going on. Like, the plot point at the end of the first book was really, really good and it was like really hooking, and then we come back and it's like, obviously it's slow because it's the first part of a fantasy book, but where we like landed, like, it's just a lot of stuff that like I don't really care what's happening. Yeah, like I can't make myself care about what's going on in this book. So today I do have plans to go to, I'm whispering because I'm gonna go get Javon's birthday gift, but we're gonna go to Target. And I'm gonna get Nightbane, which is the second book in the Lightlark series by Alex Astor, and another book on my July TBR. So we're gonna go get that. Maybe if I find a different book on my July TBR, I could pick that up too. I also have Graceless Heart here, which I was excited to get into, but I feel like Nightbane might be a little bit easier because I remember it being much more of a like flowy read. So I think we're gonna end up picking that up. And up until that point, I'm gonna try to read some of this and just to get like somewhere into this, so I can say that I've been reading and that I can feel better about myself for not reading. I'm only on page 38. I was genuinely just skimming. What I want, or like the 2 characters I want to be together, are not together right now. So like, I don't care what's happening until that happens, and I think that's my problem. Like, I need to like the story itself, but I think those 2 people are what I like, and when I don't see them near each other, I don't care. So yeah, I don't really know. It's rainy. It's like rainy. It's sad. I want to watch Vampire Diaries, but I need to read. I've been editing. That's my problem. I've been editing more than reading, which is good. And I can always classify it as productive because I'm editing, which I need to do. But like, I know I should be reading. I just don't want to. I just think this book is the problem. Even though like the idea of picking this book up is super appealing to me, actually picking this book up is falling flat and I don't really want to. I know what to do. Like, I read a couple of pages, I hate it. I read a couple of pages, I hate it. Like, so I think I need to just close it. Yeah, I don't know what this update is. I'll tell you guys when something real happens. I'll get back to you. Of course, this is the day Target switches up their setup. Okay guys, I want to do a reading update, book update, and also talk to you guys about Summer Fridays, which I finished and never gave you my thoughts on. I don't even know where I put that book. I think we should start with Summer Fridays because this is the most recent book that I read and finished in this video. I think I'm giving it a 4.5 stars. I don't know, like I feel like I always repeat myself in these reviews. Like, yes, I enjoyed the book. Yes, I had a lot of fun, blah, 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 blah. Like, we already know all that stuff. What really stood out to me about this book specifically was the dynamic and just like, yeah, like the relationship between the characters was so entertaining to me, and I was thoroughly hooked and entertained and like really enjoying what I was seeing and reading. The plot of this book is basically surrounding Sawyer and Nick, but they're getting cheated on by their spouses, and their spouses are cheating on them with each other. So when they meet up to talk about this whole thing, it kind of becomes complicated because as they become friends and they start to talk, it blurs the lines of first their spouse is cheating on them, but also them like kind of doing the same thing back, even though it's not the same thing. Like, it was just a really confusing spot. And it's really interesting. It felt very like real. Like, I don't think this is the easiest plotline for a romance book, and a lot of people wouldn't choose to write something like this because it was confusing and it was weird, and it was like, yeah, but like this is good, but like morally it's kind of wrong, and like I just don't understand where the line really stood. So it was like interesting for me. I was like, I'm glad I'm not a part of this dynamic. It was hard for me at times because I just felt really like sick with the whole affair that Charles was having, the way that Sawyer was getting with Nick, and I loved everything about them, but then it also kind of felt like they were cheating, so I didn't know if I was supposed to feel like I'm rooting for them or please stop doing this. So it was just like a really complicated situation, but it made the book all the more enjoyable for me. I think a lot of people wouldn't love that kind of plot, and like that's fair. I just think for me, I was in the mood for it and I had a good time. I liked reading it next to the pool, in bed. Like, I just had a really great experience reading this book. So 4.5 felt very fitting because like I didn't want to put it down, and when I was picking up I was just giggling. I loved Nick and Sawyer's dynamic. I really liked Nick's personality. I know it was kind of hard for him to like open up, and like he was unlikable at the beginning, but he just got better and he like really grew on me, and I liked Sawyer from the beginning. So I think mainly nothing but nice things to say about this book. I can't really remember any problems I might have had with it. Maybe like the ending for a second. I wished we got a little bit more happiness, but other than that, loved it. Then I started Graceless Heart. As you've seen, we went to Target yesterday to try to get Nightbane. I thought Nightbane would be like a really easy pickup. I also just like, at some point I had came to terms with the fact that like I was not going to be reading The Ballad of Fallen Dragons in this video or yesterday or the day before that. I was just like, yeah, I don't think that's just gonna be for me right now. I really don't want to. So I went to go pick up Nightbane. They didn't have it at Target, and I realized this is another book on my July TBR that's actually on my shelves. I ended up picking it up this morning. I've generally read 11 pages of this book, but it's a fantasy book. I don't know what the plot is. Okay, basically she enters a competition with like the powerful families, whatever. This is set in Italy, and I love Italy. Someone made a TikTok, they were like, I miss Italy like it's a person, and I'm like, me too. Like, I have gone to Italy twice. This is the first year in a row that I haven't been to Italy. I have this hole in my heart the size of Venice and like everything. So this book being set in Italy, it's like really feeding something in me. Like, I know it's a fantasy, whatever, but like the Italian terms and like the layout and where they're at and like just the environment of this book and the setting, I really like, which I wasn't really expecting to care about. It's also so beautiful. So I've been having fun picking it up. I like the calligraphy and all that stuff, even though that's like not important. We also haven't gotten into the story. All we have discovered in the prologue is like how she got her magic, and nothing mentioned of like the games or blah 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 blah. Not much has happened. I really don't know how much I want to get into of this book because today is July 30th, my little brother's 15th birthday, which means I'm gonna be doing a lot of like party stuff. His party starts at 6. It is 2 something, and even though like there's some time in between, there's like a lot of like setup stuff in between, so I don't really know how much time I'll realistically have. Like, I think the reading I've done earlier today, which honestly wasn't much, is gonna be the majority of what I read, but I'm gonna try like fit it in. Like, I'm just gonna try to see what happens. Yes, tomorrow is the last day of the month, and also the day I wanted to be done with this video, so I think we're gonna be reading whenever I can today, and maybe like an hour or 2 tomorrow. I'm gonna try to wake up early, and then that will be it. So I don't know how much of this I can get into, but like maybe something will happen and I'll like finish the whole book. It's only, oh yeah, never mind, it's almost 500 page fantasy book. but hopefully I can read like at least 100 or something pages, just so I can feel a little bit better about how much of my TBR I picked up this month. So far I've only picked up one book. I did actually pick up, okay, that's not fair. I've read and finished one book, but I've read 3 of the books on my TBR. I just haven't finished them. Don't know how I feel about that. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go back to reading as much as I can. I might have to take a break to do some party setup, and I'll give you guys any updates that I can. Hi guys, it's 5:58 p.m. July 31st. So we officially have passed the marker of how much we're gonna be reading in order to finish my TBR for July. I want to say that even though I didn't read much in this video, I am proud of the progress I made, and I do understand where I probably went wrong. So when I finished Summer Fridays, I found a really highly anticipated read that turned into what I expected to be, a really good read. 4.5 stars, great rating. I had a lot of fun with it. That's what I'm gonna say because I talked a lot about that book in this video. I spent not just in this 5-day span, but like throughout the month of July, I tried continuously to pick up The Ballad of Fallen Dragons. I really wanted to get into that book. So 48 pages, or is like, I think, or like 38 pages something. Whatever I made into the book, I was trying for like a really long time, but that book, I think genuinely is not my book right now. It cannot hold my attention, and those 3 days that I wasn't reading because I knew I was going to a book I didn't really want to be reading, and I would pick up like 2 pages. I was like, I really don't care what's happening, and close the book and not pick it up until the next day. So sometimes I didn't have time, and sometimes I just had no motivation to read a book I didn't care about. And then Graceless Heart, I actually do feel very interested in, and I think I've only made like maybe 9ish more pages. After the party last night, I went to bed super late, and then I had stuff to do super early in this morning, so it just was not in the cards for me. But I think if I had spent the 3 days, instead of reading The Ballad of Fallen Dragons, reading Graceless Heart, I would have read or almost finished that book in this video. So like that's kind of where I stand with this video, but I am proud of myself for reading regardless. And I suck at a TBR, so I had not that many crazy expectations. Like I'm not shocked that I failed. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I love you, but God loves you so much more. Please recreate this challenge. Comment down below your August TBR, and if you want me to do a choose my August TBR video. And I thank you, and I love you, and I hope and I pray that I see you in the next one.